welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, my good friends. My good name is Wamboi. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry. Today we are doing something unique. We are doing something unique today. Yeah! I'm so excited. I am so excited. Today I came on here early enough, so we're gonna hang out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Welcome to the live stream. This is a Sunday hangout. You're gonna maybe have some coffee, maybe have some tea, but in the meantime, when you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. My good name is Wamboi. Thank you so much for being here. So today is a Sunday hangout with Wamboi. So when you join in, let me know which country you're watching me from. Let me know where you're watching me from. If you're watching me from Kenya, let me know where. Let's just have a good time here. Okay, I kind of like this background better. Okay, welcome to the live stream, everybody. When you join in, like the live stream and subscribe. I don't know, maybe I would be better off if I kind of like, okay, maybe I should. Okay, let me do this. You know what? I kind of like this better. Okay, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Ukid Dike Ugwe, where did you add the uka? Hello, Wamboi watching from UK. Thank you so much for tuning in. How are you doing? Oh my god. So today I just decided let's hang out and just have a good time over here. How are you doing? What's the time in the UK? You know, sometimes I usually like going live 3 p.m. Kenyan time or evening hours Kenyan time, because I'm assuming by then, like UK people, it's like almost evening for you guys. It's morning in the US. Okay, let me know where you're watching me from. Today is a good day. We're gonna be hanging out. Okay. Z Tolop says hi. Hi to you. Good to see you. DK Uga says I'm using my UK line and it's 11:14 a.m. Oh, 11:14 a.m. 11:14 a.m. What's the time here? Let me check. Oh, it's 1:15 p.m. over here. Okay. Oh my god. When you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. You're gonna have a good time today. James McDonald says, can you pinch your nose and hold? Oh, you came back from yesterday. If you guys like the live stream, can you pinch your nose and hold your breath for 30 seconds? Done. Is it done? Okay. I have like a bunch of questions that you're gonna, like 100 questions that you're gonna be doing, but still, let's just hang out. Does that do it for you, James? Okay. Oh. No. Okay, then how are we gonna count? I don't know if I have a clock. Guys, welcome to the live stream. When you join in, like the live stream. Okay, James wants me to hold my breath, hold my nose and hold my breath for 30 seconds. Okay, let me see if I have a clock here so that I can have a timer on. Clock. Okay, timer, stopwatch, timer. Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Hold my breath. Why is he asking you to do that? He did ask me to do that yesterday. You know what? I don't mind. Let me just do it. Let's find out what he's why he wants me to do that. Guys, keep saying hi. Let me know where you're watching me from. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Ah, no, I quit at 18 seconds left. It's just hard. It's just hard. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. I think it's hard. I'm not able to do it. Okay, so let's start with. Okay, let's start with random questions before, but keep saying where you're watching me from. So we will start with, would you rather? Would you rather okay, would you rather know when you'll die or how you'll die? Okay. Would you rather know when you'll die or how you'll die? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. When you join in, like the live stream and subscribe. This is a hangout with Wamboi Sunday, so we literally do not have like a specific topic that we are following. You can ask me questions. Let me know where you're watching me from. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. Would you rather know when you'll die or how you'll die? Personally, would I rather know when I'll die or how I'll die? I think I'd rather know when, because knowing how I'll die doesn't help me. But when I know when, I can be able to maximize the time that I have. Guys, welcome to the live stream. This is Hangout with Wamboi. Thank you so much for being here. DK says no, a big no. It's of no use to know all this. Okay, would you rather know when you'll die or how you'll die? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. This is Hang Out with Wamboi. You're gonna have a good time. I'm kind of wondering, maybe this is okay. So DK says that it's a big no, like he doesn't care. Why would he want to do that? Personally, I would want to know when I'll die, because if I know when I'll die, then I will not spend the time that I have wondering, oh, for example, if you know when you'll die, like, you just don't, you kind of like don't worry about what you don't know. You just focus on having a good time. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboi. We are doing a hangout with Wamboi Saturday. Hangout with Wamboi Saturday. So, yesterday I brought you guys to the kitchen and we cleaned dishes. Today the dishes are clean. Today the dishes are clean. I don't know, maybe I can bring you all to the market. But when you join in, can you like the live stream and say hi? Guys, welcome to the live stream. Can you say hi? Let me know where you're watching me from. My good name is Wamboi. Thank you so much for being here. So you guys can also ask me questions. So Let me get my laptop. No, will it reach over here? Kiki Gamer says, what is your zodiac sign? My zodiac sign is Gemini. I was born in June. Actually, my birthday just like it was on 2nd of June. Yeah, I'm a Gemini. What's your zodiac sign? DQ says hello. Oh, so you have 2 accounts. I see you. I see you. Okay, I'm trying to connect my laptop here so I can. Okay, what's your zodiac sign? Okay, let me adjust this. Today is on Sunday. We don't have to be all shit, all of that. Okay, you know what? Zodiac signs. Okay, do you guys believe in, like, you know, for example, when it comes to compatibility, some people say if you're Capricorn, you can't pair with whatever. Like, honestly, I don't believe in those things. Like, I just feel like your personality has nothing to do with your personality or who you are has nothing to do with your zodiac sign. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking. Like the live stream, guys. Okay, today is just a hangout with one boy, and DK says, Gemini, I'm a twin, but I was not born with one. Oh, you're a twin. I am a twin. Oh, you also are Gemini? Ooh. Liva Cecilia says, bro, it's you again. Yes, here I am. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Like the live stream, guys. Let's have a good time today, actually. You know what? Let's have a good time. Ask me any questions. Somebody asked me about what's my zodiac sign. Let's know what's your zodiac sign. Also, keep letting me know which country you're watching me from. Yeah, let me stand for a little bit. I think you guys have seen me sitting a lot. I have a bunch of questions. Okay, let's go with pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Let me type it. Liva Cecile says, what's your body count? Denmark. Okay, why don't you guys, we start with you. What's your body count? Why don't we start with you? I don't think that's important here. 0, 0, 0. The answer is 0. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Muja says, send some love. Liva says, 1. Wow, that's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Liva says, joking. That's shocking, again. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Also, let me know which country you're watching me from, guys. Let's hang out today. Let's have a good time. I have a bunch of snacks over here. This was they were for my birthday. Can you imagine? I have not gotten around them because I was not feeling good, but wow, I wish you guys were here and then we could play a game, and then if you win you get a whatever. DK says fruits don't go well with processed food, so it's a no for me. Oh, Leo said nah. Okay, so it's a no for you. Okay, pizza. Pineapple on a pizza. Yes or no? People from Europe and Western countries, it's your time to shine with the processed food. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no? I think I would go with no. First of all, I'm not a fan of pizza. I don't think pizza is that sweet anyway. Like, I feel like you guys usually exaggerate the sweetness of pizza. Like, oh, it's so good. I don't think so. I don't think so. Honestly, on a pepperoni pizza, I just like the toppings. Okay, moving on, guys. You guys can also ask questions. Somebody asked me what's my body count, and I said 0. That's the perfect answer for that. Mm-hmm. Okay, another one. Because it's pizza, it's okay, but not good for the body. Okay. Honestly, even my thing is like it's not even about it being healthy or unhealthy. I just don't find it sweet or delicious. I don't. Okay, maybe because maybe I don't appreciate what is it called? Cheese. Okay. Okay, if the world was listening for 1 minute, what would you say? If the world was listening for 1 minute, what would you say? Okay, and I'm trying to also like type questions here. Okay, let's adjust. I think that's good. But you guys cannot see me. Let's slow it a little bit down. Down, down, down. That's good. Keep saying hi. Let me know which country you're watching me from. Today is just hang out with Homeboy. Today is not like a conversation. It's like I feel like I'm hanging out with my friends right here. Okay. I want to type the question on the screen. Da, 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 da. Guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Homeboy. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Kenneth Mudadi says, hello, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? Good to see you. Da, da, da. Okay. Perfect time for me to be able to type the question. Let me type the question. Are you in Uganda? No. Do I look Ugandan? The first person who ever said, oh, in Uganda. No, I'm Kenyan. I was born and raised in Kenya. Guys, you can keep saying hi. Let me know where you're watching me from. Let me type the question that I want to ask. Suezas, are there any Turks? Turks? Honestly, I don't want to pretend. Let me Google what's Turks. I don't know what's Turks. Turks? Oh, Turkish people? Oh, you mean Turkish people? I don't think so. Oh, Turkish people in Kenya? I don't. There is maybe tourists, but not that I know of. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Let me know where you're watching me from. Let me hear somebody from South Africa. Let me hear somebody from Mozambique, Croatia, Cape Verde. Oh, Cape Verde. Cape Verde shone on this, what was it called? The World Cup with Spain. Okay, guys, also let me know which teams you're supporting, the teams that are playing today. Which one are you supporting, or which one are you gonna be the fan of? Okay, so I did send the question. If the world was listening for 1 minute, what would you say? Okay, if the world was listening for 1 minute, what would you say? Yeah, honestly, I just wish I could be able to play music here, but no, I'm not about to waste my time and play music. If the world was listening for 1 minute, what would you say? Ah, wow. I feel hungry. Guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for being here. We have a question on the screen. If the world was listening for a minute right now, what would you say? Also, let me know, you guys, are you guys in church? Did you guys go to church? What, for those who went to church, what would you tell us? For those of us who didn't, okay, what would you literally tell us for those of us who didn't go to church? Be good to all people. Okay, so what would I say? I would say keep going. If the world was listening for a minute, I would just say keep going. There is light at the end of the tunnel. That's just what I would say. Because what are you gonna do? Keep going. Keep going. That's what I would say. So if the world was listening specifically to you for a minute, what would you say? Me personally, as a person, me as Wamboy, I think I would say keep going. Okay, nobody cares about what you've been through. No one cares why you're the way you are. No one cares what you went through. Okay, somebody will care, maybe one person or not. But other than that, you just gotta keep going. No one cares. Keep going. Okay, you see that project that you're thinking about, and then you're like, oh my god, when I start, what will people think about? Just keep going. When I started streaming here, I think DK, you were part of the first people who joined me here. Sometimes I would just come and there would just be 0% in here. But you know what? I'm not gonna quit. And then I kept thinking, oh my god, like when I start doing this and no one is watching, what will people think? Huh? What will people think? But see, I have made a community here. Like, let me show you guys what I'm sharing. Okay, see, what if I didn't? What if I didn't start streaming or like doing whatever I'm doing? I know sometimes it's cringe, but you know what? You gotta keep going. So personally, that's what I would say. Like whatever the smallest idea that you have, whatever you wanna start, just do it. No one cares. Okay, even if I come here, I talk to myself when I'm streaming, that no one cares. Keep going. Nobody cares. Keep going. That would be my thing. Okay, moving on. Guys, welcome to the live stream. Kindly say hi. Let me know what's the time where you are at. What's the time? Okay, you did tell me the time in the UK. Wow. It's still AM out there. Okay, it explains why most people are still sleeping, especially people in like Canada, US, and all of that. Time zones are always fascinating to me. Like, we are living in the same world, but it's daytime for me and it's nighttime for you. That's fascinating to me. That's fascinating. Okay, you guys, you can also ask me questions. Okay, what's a conspiracy theory that's just entertaining for you to think? Still morning. Okay, it's still morning in the UK, 11:36 a.m. Wow, that's interesting. And it's afternoon here. I think UK and Kenya, I think we're just 2 hours ahead of you guys. Yeah, 2 hours ahead. Because right now it's 1:37. But I know before you typed that at 11:36, which means we are just 2 hours ahead of you guys. Would you rather be famous or anonymous? Would you rather be famous or anonymous? Would would you rather be famous or anonymous? I think it depends. Like if okay, you know what? I would rather be anonymous. Like I just feel like fame is so much overrated. Like, yeah. Too much pressure with being famous, but all mixture of both will be ideal. Okay, honestly, I think in a situation where like uh you can make money without being famous, honestly, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything interesting about being famous. Being famous kind of like puts the spotlight on you. You cannot be human again. Okay, you cannot have normal experiences. So for me, I think being anonymous is better, especially if you're able to make money without being famous. CJ says, "Hey Wambo, I love you learned how to oh my god, you learned how to short form my name. That's good. That's good. I love your dress. Thank you. How are you doing? I think you're up early. What's the time where you're at? I think maybe it's like it's still so much early. You get. Let me tell you, when I go to sleep, okay, honestly, I usually scroll until later on in the night. But when I sleep, I usually sleep until 10. 10 a.m. For example, right now I just woke up 2 hours ago. I knew I wanted to go live today for like a long time. That's why I started streaming early, because I want to stream until like 4 p.m. or something. So I woke up, had breakfast, prepared myself, blah 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 blah, and then we are here. Like, CZ Sherry says, "Hey beautiful, hey to you, good to see you." Guys, when you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. What's the time where you are at? Also, maybe the temperature is also something else that's interesting. What's the temperatures where you're at? Here it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit. 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, my laptop, because I got it from the US, is showing in Fahrenheit, but my phone is showing in Celsius. But of course, I'm using the phone to stream, and my laptop is showing 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Patrick Andrew says, "Hello, how are you doing?" I'm doing good. How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? Georges, oh my god, good morning. Good morning. I don't even remember where you said you're from. God, I forgot. So CJ says it's 5:40 a.m. I thought it's quite early. 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so almost the same temperatures like out here. Okay, that's not, but 76 degrees and it's still 5. That's hot. Okay, that's hot. Okay, we have a question. Would you rather be famous or anonymous? Today, honestly, today I don't have like topic, but I have like a bunch of questions. But I just wanted today to be like a hangout with Wambui, something of the sort, like me feeling like I'm hanging out with my friends. Ash SUB says, "Love your hair." Thank you so much. I think you guys are gonna make this hair to be my signature look. I'ma go, and when I want to get my hair done again, go and just do it the same color. Okay, so that you guys, when you see me in public, you can be like, "Oh my god, is that Wambai?" Patrick says, "You look like someone I know." Really? Where are you from? And I can see if I have dresses over there. Lamek Wita says, "Hi to you, good to see you." Ash says, "I would be rich and famous." You'd rather be rich and anonymous. Sorry, God, I'm reading my things. Rich and anonymous. Honestly, that's also my option. But if I have to be famous and rich, if I have to be anonymous and poor, I would rather be famous. If I would be famous and poor, I would rather be anonymous. Okay. But my girlfriend, oh God. Stop sweating it. Princess Rabi says hi. Princess, I know you. You guys just stop it all saying that you know me. You guys don't even know me, do you? Where am I from? Where do I come from? Sorry, I like to flirt with engaged married women. No, take your floor, take your floor. Actually, yesterday you didn't join in. I was cleaning dishes. People were just all over sending whatever they were thinking. We did have like a good hangout. Ash says, fame attracts enemies. It's good to be wealthy but anonymous. I don't want to be seen much, okay? I don't think anyone wants to be seen much. I think the situation is what makes you to want to be seen. Well, I made you smile. George says, why did you change the first question? Take it back. What was the first question? God, I have had a lot of questions here, but nobody was participating with them, so I thought nobody is interested. Okay, tell me which one, and then I'll put it back there. Ezra says, I'd rather be anonymous. You'd rather be anonymous. Why anonymous? I am Mumbai, right? That's my name, but do you know me? You don't. You don't. Patrick Andrew says, that's why I want to get to know you. I'm from the USA, okay? Which state are you from? Okay, which question did you want me to put back? I think the ones that we've done is like, would you rather know when you'll die or how you'll die? Another one was, what's the best advice you've received? Georgia. Oh, interesting. What's the time in Georgia? The first person to ever come from Georgia here. Okay, that's nice. And then there was another one. If the world was listening for a minute, what would you say? I think those are just the questions that we've done. Which one do you want back? And guys, you can also ask questions like, I just don't want it to be like a lecture thing. 6:44 a.m. Oh my, you guys wake up early. Like, you're already on YouTube right now. Oh my God. I watch your live. I know. I've seen you in my thing before. CJ says, are you coming to visit the US this summer? No. Visa is just a lot. Not something that I want to go through right now. Yeah, you guys, like, going to the US is usually like, even visiting, it's like you're going to kill somebody. Like, it's just a lot. Yeah. I think, yeah, I have seen you on the live stream before. I do. Patrick says, I couldn't sleep. Okay, God. Personally, see, like last night I went to sleep at 2 a.m. and then I woke up at 10. 2 a.m. and then I woke up at 10. So for me, I like sleeping. Ash says, a beautiful farmhouse near a river in the mountains, a small family with a daughter, a church nearby, a keypad phone with no social media, a small football field nearby, enough money, that's rich. Let me tell you, that's the life that I grew up in. Although we didn't have a beautiful farmhouse, we had a farm without a beautiful farmhouse. A small family with a daughter, so I was the only daughter with a lot of boys. A church nearby, yes, a church nearby. A keypad phone with no social media, yes, of course. A small football field. That's exactly what I had, but I had to move away. I'm thinking about going back anyway. CJ says, I used to live in Georgia. Really? Okay. Georgia, Chepkoreal. You know, you guys, you have to type in English because my devices just translate. So even if you think that I'm Kenyan and all of that, I understand Swahili, but if you type, I will not be able to read your thing. So you just better type in English. Like this I actually stream in English. I've seen people come here and maybe try to force me like to speak Swahili, but when I speak Swahili, I'm going to exclude all of these other people. Can you see? Princess Rabi says, what is that inside the nylon? Which nylon? Okay. Patrick Andrews says, I have a lot of friends from Africa and Middle East. I would come visit there if I could now. I've been to Philippines and around South America. Okay, wow, you're a tourist. That's nice. Ash says, it's good, right? That life is peaceful. City life is full of stress. Honestly, right now, after I moved away from the what are you talking about? Okay, after I moved away from the village, right now, that's when I see, like, I'm like, oh my god, that was a good life right there. Okay, I think you kind of like have to move away to appreciate that. George says, I watched your live stream yesterday. It was a mess. Please, I beg you, don't wash your dishes on the stream. But were you enjoying? Were you sending messages back and forth? Yes. Okay. So today I'm not washing dishes. First of all, we washed the dishes yesterday, and of course they are clean. Okay, but see, first of all, let me tell you, my live stream yesterday was one of the best live streams that I've ever done. Actually, even according to the analytics, one of the best live streams that I've ever done. Yeah. CJ Ash says, you have a bright smile. Thank you so much. I hope I have a bright future also. And CJ says, you live in rural area or the city. Right now I'm in the city, but I'm planning to move back to the village. I want to go and just start a life. I want to go and like build a beautiful cabin or something and just start a life. Yeah. Right now I live in a city. Richard Castaway. Oh my god. Hello from North Carolina, USA. The first person from North Carolina. I think I've had Texas, all of that. North Carolina. Ooh. Okay. Welcome here. How are you doing? Patrick Andrew says, traveler tourists are uncultured. Okay. Yeah, because you get to appreciate everybody's culture. Divan says, hi, all right, so in your opinion, what's the best careers and the best degrees? And I know skill matters the most, but still, let's hear it out from you. Let me pin this. Guys, I'm pinning Divan's message. Let me first of all still hear from you. What's the best careers according to your opinion? DK says, Peter, I missed your stream yesterday. Okay, you can catch up. But I know it's not as fun. Catching up with the live stream is not as fun. But you guys, you gotta support me by catching up with the live streams. If you have not watched, you can catch up. CJ, isn't your fiance from Los Angeles, California? I think California would be a culture shock for being a village girl. Okay, and honestly, I'm a village girl, but you have to understand, I moved away from the village very long ago. Okay. Yeah. So I moved from the village. Okay, I went to a boarding high school, so which means I was out of the house by the time I was like 13 or something. But I think it would be a culture shock. California is very fast-paced to me. I live in the southern region of the US, and it's also expensive. Like, I think right now they are paying $6 for a gallon of gas. Not a gallon, what am I saying? Whatever you guys call it. So they are paying $6, and other places it's even $3. So yeah, it's also even more expensive. Patrick says, I'm a traveler. You do have a great future. I get that. I want to build a cabin in the mountains. Okay. Okay. Jaya Prasan says, baby, are you African? Yeah, I am. You can see I'm black. Okay, but of course there's black Americans. Georgia says, if you do that again, if I clean dishes on the live stream, I'll say bye-bye forever, not see you later. Okay. Okay, I hear you. Okay, guys, we have a question here. What's the best careers and the best degrees? I know skill matter the most, but still, honestly, right now, I wouldn't focus with what's the best career or what's the best degree. It's like what's making more money. Okay, that's for me, like what's making more money. So for me, for example, I do have a degree in social work and community development. Would I do that if I would go back to university? Would I do that? No, not when I'm in Kenya, because Kenya, we don't appreciate social work and all of that. So for me, I don't have, I wouldn't say any, I wouldn't choose careers or anything. I would just go with what is going to pay bills quickly, what's going to make you to accumulate wealth quickly, what's going to make you to be comfortable quickly. And then I also would go for a career that I don't need to be connected to somebody who knows somebody. Yeah, that's just it. What's it in your idea? Patrick says, but I gotta go. I'm getting ready to go out. I'm gonna sub. I like your energy. Thank you so much. Ash says, I was very much after money since I was a teenager. God blessed me with a decent mind. I built business, went to city, but after some time I came back to the mountains and work from home. Okay, I think that's the future. I think that's the future. Ash says, because city didn't give me the peace mountains do. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys to the village sometime soon. DK says, what's all this about living in the USA? Trump, ICE, and school shootings don't really attract the place to me. Okay, and also, something that's surprising is that almost everybody in the US have a gun. Like, like, I would just be terrified. Do you even get to argue with people without wondering if they're gonna come for you? Like, do you get to do that? Like, almost all of you guys have guns. Like, honestly, I would be terrified. Let me tell you, if I ever go to the US, I'm apologizing to everybody. Okay, you step on me. We are in the club. You step on me. Sorry, so sorry, so sorry, so sorry. Thank you. Like, honestly, I wouldn't want to get into problems because, whew, yeah, no. Like, out here, out here, if you argue with somebody, it's like you're gonna do fist fighting a little bit. And if you go to an extent, let's say they can use something like a machete. But we're not like that. Yesterday I was watching a story. Okay, let me keep reading your thing. I'm gonna tell you guys the story shortly. George says it's not about hard work. Working smart is the most important. Okay, so can you maybe tell us what are some of the careers, judges, that you'd like to pursue, or something that you would tell somebody? Also, people who are not in their 20s, can you maybe give me advice as somebody who is in your 20s? What's something that you now know but that you wish you knew in your 20s? Blessed Boy says hi. Divan says to Ash, wow, that's really fascinated me. I believe money does matter, to be honest, but happiness matters more. Yeah, I feel like life in the city is all about spending. Like, God, do you even catch a break? Okay, do you even catch a break? Like, you think about something, oh God, they want money from you. CJ says, yeah, we love our guns. Our guns. You scared? Yeah, I am scared of living in a country where everybody has a gun. How do you even argue with your neighbor? Like, like, oh my God, I would even be scared to go to like entertainment areas, to go to clubs. See, for example, out here, when you go to clubs, especially when you go with men, and then, for example, men in another table buy you a drink. The men in your table, they might not be your man, but they are with you. So, of course, they feel like they have to take care of you. So, there will be a fight between men in this table and men in this table. Can you imagine a situation where they have guns? Okay, and then they're intoxicated? No. No. Ash says money indeed matters. And guys, like the live stream, guys. And thank you so much for being here. Like the live stream. Ash says money indeed matters. At the end of the day, you gotta pay your bills. But don't destroy yourself running after money. Prioritize your health, your family, your relationship with God. Oh, wow. Okay. Honestly, personally, as somebody who grew without money, the whole thing of like money is not anything, I don't agree with like money. I feel like money is something. That's what it is. I feel like money is something. And that's the reason those of us who grew up with that, that's why we are different. Because money is something. Money, it gives you an opportunity, all of those things. Okay, let me come back. Let me grab my... Yeah, so I feel like money give you a chance. uh Ash says, stop pleasing people because in tough times, only a few show up. Just keep those important people close because they care about you. Leave the rest. Nothing matters more than your own happiness. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Uh, so the question, what I think right now, I didn't say that you guys, especially CJ, you don't have an advice and you're over 20. Like, advise your sister, she's in your 20s. George says, I don't work for money. I let money work for me. Oh my God. Yes, sir. Okay. How do you let your money work for you? You know, I feel like the money conversation is usually like something that people don't talk about. Yes, I'm an investor. Okay, okay. So, wow. I was about to ask what do you invest in, but let me just leave it at that. Okay. Oh, you're an investor too. So we have a show of investors. I God, that shows that I'm gonna be successful. Okay, let's look at this question. Okay, what's a conspiracy theory that's just entertaining to think about, even if you don't believe it? I don't know if I'll type that. Let me try and type that question. Conspiracy theory that makes sense to you, or it's entertaining to think about, even though you don't believe it. Okay, you don't have anything to advise me. You don't have anything to advise me, and you're over 20. I know you're over 20. Stop hiding. Are you afraid of old age? Are you ashamed of getting old? I'm kidding. What's a conspiracy theory? Oh, somebody says great questions. Okay, let me wait to hear your conspiracy theories. Also, you guys can ask me questions. I told you, like, for me, this show, especially maybe for Saturday and Sunday, it will just be about connecting with you guys. Because most of the time we get into like watching people, but you just get to see a persona. But me personally, that's why I clean dishes on the live, even though Georges does not approve of me cleaning dishes on the live stream. Ash says, but these days I'm investing in God. Money is important, but not everything. Okay, at least you're not sleeping outside. Let me tell you, at least you're not somewhere sleeping in a shack. I feel like you're just fine. I feel like you're just fine. You know, some of us, even having a good place to stay was a problem. Like, who is this saying rainbow princess? You're always negative. You know what? I'm gonna put you on time. I don't need makeup, okay? Or you can just come and give me your makeup, whatever. So insecure with yourself. George says, Wamboi, look, I have an investor buddy. Clock it. Okay, clock it. What's a conspiracy theory? That's just entertaining to think about. Okay, honestly, I'm not gonna let this pass. You see, somebody like rainbow princess, whatever, these are the type of people who go around spreading their insecurities to black people. Okay, see, yeah, no, personally, like, you cannot embarrass me. There's nothing that you can say that can embarrass me, like, whatever. What's a conspiracy theory that's just entertaining to think about? DK says, I wonder if the world is really flat and we have a firmament above. Wow. True or false? I don't know. Guys, DK says, I wonder if the world is really flat and we have a firmament above. God. Daniel Munyamu says, hi. Hi to you. Rainbow says, okay, whatever. Ash says, my favorite conspiracy theory is that we'll never know how many conspiracy theories were actually true. Okay, this the conspiracy theory about God being present, or like the whole thing, just the Bible being written by a man. uh I know I think this is a topic that I don't want to pursue here, because I don't know what you guys' beliefs are. But I think the conspiracy theory about the Bible being written by a man is like, that's one of them that it kind of like entertains me, but I don't believe in it. Anytime I'm like, I just want to believe that this is what's true. God's real, I've experienced him. Okay, nice. Okay, guys, you are the other ones. You don't have conspiracy theories. Who do you think it was written? I know we are told that the Bible was written by men who are inspired by God. Okay. Aroma says this. You know what? I told you guys, please type in English, because my devices are translating whatever you typed, and then we can't converse. We cannot converse. Oh, I think you said hi. Why did this thing translate? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboi. Thank you so much for being here. Where are you from? Kenya. Where are you from? CJ says, I'm not very big on conspiracies, to be honest. I don't believe nothing somebody tells me. Okay, so do you? Okay, maybe this is a little bit personal, but do you believe in God? Like, do you believe in the Bible? Okay, you know, honestly, I have been feeling so very much confused when it comes to like me being an educated person, going to school, pursuing philosophy, you know, social science. You get to dive into these things, knowing what I know, and then like just me being told when you question that, you know, it's just a lot. Ash says, from science background, I've done engineering in computer science, but my intelligence is too small to doubt God. Oh my God. George says, my conspiracy theory, if church themes were changed, it will confuse the sheep. They have to learn the themes again. What a shame. Okay, so okay, so do you think, okay, honestly guys, let's ask this. This is a question that we need to ask. Is it like, okay, God can be real, but is everything that is done in the church justifiable? Like, do you feel like is this safe space, sacred area that you go to? Aramal says, I'm from India. Okay, Ash is asking a question about the existence of God is like a character in the book, asking about if the author of the book exists. Wow. Okay. I see what you're saying. Personally, I have gone through a season where I was just feeling like I'm just being, what is it called, gaslit into believing. Okay, but I think at this point I'm at the point where like, let me I'm just not going to argue it. I'm going to follow, you know. CJ says, I believe in a higher power, don't like to get much into the Bible stuff. Okay, and that's a good, I think I've believed like that for a long time, but right now I'm just feeling like, and when things happen, you know, then you're like, I think God, you know, I just think it's such a complicated topic. Wow. Conspiracy theories. Ash says, we haven't discovered 99% of the universe yet. We are trying to deny the one who created it. Wow. Okay. But I feel like still, like, it's very unfair for African countries that, okay, and I'm talking about Africa. I don't know about Asia. I'm talking about Africa. It's very unfair that like missionaries came to Africa, and then Africans believed in God before the coming of Christianity. Okay, they believed in the God in their own way. Okay, for example, the Agakoyo people, which is my tribe, we believe that like our church was under a particular tree, and whenever you pray under that tree, God would answer your prayers. Okay, so the fact is, before the coming of Christianity, Africans believed in God. Okay, it's very unfair to see like most people in Europe now saying that it's not real. most, most European are moving away, or like stopping believing in God. But then you guys are the one who brought this religion to us. So how can you bring something to us and then we believe? Guys, have you seen African believers? Let me tell you, there are people in African countries who literally believe with everything in them, like everything in them. You literally cannot tell them anything. Okay, but to think about that, this religion was brought to us, and then you guys are moving away from it, and then us, we have to hold on to it. I think it's complicated. I think it's complicated than we are willing to think about. Ash says, okay, we haven't explored. Okay, Extra says, the Bible don't make sense. It has weird stories. How can someone walk on top of a sea? See, and I think that's the part where, like, when I come across somebody talking about it, then I'm like, God, that. But you're told you cannot question. You're told you cannot question. George says it's not about going to church. I think the church is you. You can worship anywhere as you feed your cows or even under a rock. Okay, honestly, I did stop going to church. For example, today is on Sunday. Right now, out here is 2 p.m. So which means people who are in church are still over there, or maybe they are finishing the service, okay? I did stop going to church, mainly because I just didn't feel like my values were aligned with the people in there. These same people who are so holy are the ones who are still over there talking about people. They are the ones who are over there faking things. They are the ones who are over there like doing all these bad things. So yeah, I kind of like agree with you, Georges. I feel like you can worship wherever you are. Think. Okay. Ash says religion need to make sense. It is faith. If you want something that makes absolute sense, come, let's study physics or math. Okay, so you're saying religion does not need to make sense. Okay. Okay, because see, and that's the part where like philosophers are like, how comes we are being told it doesn't need to make sense. Okay, also there's another part, and I know this is uncomfortable for most people to hear, like yeah, when it comes to how they usually act the Bible, or like I don't want to say words that maybe I might regret, but when they act the Bible, or I feel like it's usually a specific group that's included in like who God is, who God loves, and all of that. Then all the other groups, and I saw somebody who is an African or Black saying that like Christianity was never true to Black people, but I just don't want to get into that. Anyway, this was just a question about conspiracy, but let's keep going if you guys want to keep going. Ash says that's why it's called faith. Okay. George says the thing that is destroying the church is individualism. They say you're doing it for God, and the church has offerings. Okay. Yeah, and also like churches have become much of a business. Okay, if you are a low-laying individual and you don't have anything to do with your life, just start preaching. Okay, start a church. That's I feel like that's the easier way. That's the easier route. Okay, and then people are gonna see you as sacred. People are gonna start like kind of like worshiping you. All their hard work from the whole of the week, they're gonna bring to you. You can tell them anything and they're gonna do it. Yeah, honestly, it's complicated. It's complicated. Conspiracy theory. Wow. But guys, what do you guys think about what I just said? It's very unfair that like religion was brought to Africa. Okay, okay, Christianity especially. Africans had their own beliefs. Okay, they believed in God. Okay, and then just to bring us a religion, and then you guys start saying that it's not true. Like, can you see how that might be unfair? As this religion is the easiest and the most profitable business. That's why when I talked about peace, in my first comment I mentioned relationship with God. Okay, the most profitable. Okay. How do you feel about other religions? See, there are other people who don't, they're not Christians. There is people who are into Hinduism, there's people who are Muslim, there's so many other religions, okay? So being told that Christianity is the only way, does that mean that people who are not Christians, they don't know God? Does that mean that they are not on the right path? I says, because it's between you and God, it's okay if you go to church, just pray. If you go to church, just pray. You can even pray in your own room. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Anybody else will have something to say when it comes to the conspiracy theory? I think this is a full-blown conversation. Maybe it's a conversation that we should have one of these fine days. Yeah. All I can say is, like, first of all, like, personally for me, what works for me is just controlling the dynamic for myself, telling myself what I believe in, like, because I'm not just gonna go and get gaslit by somebody who wants money from my pocket. Judges say, let's leave the church to the groups that believe that God lives in the church. If you pray outside the church, you're judged silly people, okay? Okay. And I feel like that's what's making most people to get tired and annoyed with the whole thing, because when you're going to church, you think that is a safe space, but it's really not. It's really not. Okay, I have seen people who are literally full-blown in church and they are racist. Okay, I have seen people who are in church and they are gossipers, they are murderers and all of these things. They do bad things. I says, I have Hindu friends, I have Muslim friends. You are free to believe and practice your faith. Okay. Ezra says, I don't think God exists. Why would someone create us and put people in this horrible world? I feel like that's why would someone create us and put people in this horrible world? I think that's a question that somebody should ask their parent, because even if God created the first people, who is continuing this race? Who is continuing the human generations? It's our parents. Like, your children will not blame God for you being here. They will blame you, like, because you have an option of not procreating, don't you? Okay, what do you guys think when it comes to what Ezra said? Honestly, somebody is saying 100%. Okay, why would someone create us and put? Because honestly, our parents had the option to say, like, it ends with that. This whole generation ends with me. I don't know. That's just my view. So if you don't blame your parents, don't blame God. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to, like, continuing the generations, I think our parents are more to blame, and your children will not blame God for you being here. They are gonna blame you. Judges says, guys, welcome to the live stream. You can keep joining into our conversation. My good name is Womboy. Thank you so much for being here. Say hi. We are talking, these are things that I've pinned down there. What's a conspiracy theory that's just entertaining to think about? And I think the conspiracy theory when it comes to religion came up. George says, if you pray outside the church, you are asked, if you pray outside the church, you're asked where you go to church. Please don't ask me that. See your life. Okay. Yeah, okay, why don't you go to church? Why don't you do this? No, honestly, me personally, I'm at a point. Even when I started, like, streaming here and decided to do the, honestly, I could care less about what people think, because at the end of the day, you live for yourself. Alexander says, my dear, humans are humans. There are good people and there are bad people, so don't judge the church that way. That way, it is sick. People who go to hospital, same is the church. Oh, people who go to the church are people who are sick and they need what? They are sick? No, but honestly, no, it's just the fact that people who are in the church are the ones who are just out there making it difficult for people who want to try to know God. making it difficult. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys. I know you guys have a lot to say when it comes to this conspiracy. Let me wait a minute and see. I didn't know you guys had a lot to say when it comes to religion. Wow. I think I should change the topic to religion. On the topic of religion. Okay. Ash says, don't blame church. You don't stop going to the school just because there are bad students in the school. You go to church to learn and hear about God. Like you go to school to study. Okay, you don't stop going. Okay, I can see that. But how comes, like, for example, for me, it's not even about the people who are in there. It's also about, like, the discomfort that I feel after this. Okay, honestly, and then in the church, people know each other. If you don't have money, okay, let me just talk about what I've seen here in Kenya. Okay, when it comes to the service, there's the worshiping, there's the praising, but there's a time where, like, of course, you're giving money to the pastor, like, okay, it's time for the service, let's give money to the church. Okay, and then that's when you hear people with big names, doctors, surgeons, engineers, people who are known to have money. They're the ones who have, oh, so and so Matthew, oh, come on here. Like, see, that's what happens. But then if you don't have money, does anybody care about you? Does, you know? And that discomfort, I just don't want to feel that. Why would I just take myself somewhere to feel that discomfort? Maybe when I have money to give to the church, I'll start feeling more comfortable. MC Lovin says, I like your hair, so pretty. Thank you so much. And you guys continue liking and subscribing. Alexander says, the church is where people come to encounter God, just as a child meets his father. Secondly, we come to learn the gospel, and thirdly, just like a sick patient who receives treatment, lives healed. Okay, and I see what you're saying. First of all, you guys have to know that, like, personally, my parents were believers growing up. Believers, they still are, and I am not saying that I'm not a believer, but what I'm saying is, like, I get to question, I get to see this is uncomfortable for me. Okay, so should our lives change? George says, one boy, I hate when parents force their kids to give birth to every individual in your family. If not, they say, don't make our family name fade away. Oh God, we are in the 21st century. Style up. Okay, do you have children, Georges? Because personally, like, for me, I think my mother have already gone through, like, she tells me, I tell her that I don't want to have children, and then my mom goes, children are good. That's the only investment that you get that is literally yours. You get somebody to help you in your old age and all of that. Not to mention you continue your generation. And of course, I always have answers to everything. Like, now. And then I just tell her I just don't want my children to go through what I've gone through. And I think that kills her. But I see what you're saying. You hate when parents force their kids to give birth. Yeah, like, but I don't think they're forcing you. The thing is, they've grown up with the mentality of, like, the only way you will have a good old age is if you have children. Okay, these children are gonna be they're gonna be your retirement plan. Okay, but what they don't realize is, like, by having that mentality, you're creating little humans. Ezra said that, like, why would God put human beings in this earth? And it's very unfair and all of that. And I said the parents have the responsibility of not putting the children here. Okay, yeah, I think the whole conversation and all of that is allowed. I know somebody is typing here, guys, but for those of you who are just joining in, my good name is Wombo. We are looking at conspiracy theories. I think one that seems to, like, intrigue a lot of people is the one about religion. Okay, so let me know, what's your conspiracy theory? What's a conspiracy theory that's just entertaining to think? Yeah, I didn't know that you guys, like, this conversation is such a okay. Yeah, and according to when you look at like, Christianity, even the Bible does not want when a man, what is I think there's a verse that talks about a man sowing his seeds on the floor, like the whole withdrawal and pulling out, like, because you're supposed to continue from one generation to another. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to the next question. But if you still have if you still have thoughts when it comes to the conspiracy theory or what you're talking about, or I'm assuming you guys are typing, but let me see the other one that we can do. Guys, you can keep typing. George says, one boy, that is not true that children will help you. You never know if your children will end up in jail or they will depend on you forever because of maybe disability issues. And I think that's, but maybe the faith, what you believe in, I feel like the faith that you have kind of like makes you maybe to just God give you a chance to have sane children. But the truth is, you can never know. If you have children, you can never know if they will help you. That's just the truth, okay? First of all, sometimes you give birth to children who are just trouble. They disturb you, like they become even abusive to you. I have seen children who have become physically abusive to their parents, okay? I have seen children who are emotionally abusive to their parents. So also what you're talking about disability, you know, having children does not guarantee you a good retirement. But yeah, honestly, I feel like before we all have children or before somebody has children, you should get into the mentality of you should be ready to take care of this child for the rest of your life. Okay, what if you have them and then they have a disability? What if you have them and then you know, all these things? You should be ready. When you're ready to have children, you should be ready. That's your burden for the rest of your life, and just having them for the sake of retirement is literally sick. And I think that's something that's really common in African countries. Okay, so I'm assuming you don't have children, Georges. Okay, what's something you thought is a flex until you got older? What's something you thought is a flex until you got older? But you guys can continue taking the conversation in any direction, whatever. Like today is a hangout with one boy, so if I just feel like this is a hangout with some of my friends. Ash says, I thought having money, having a good phone, expensive gadgets, shoes, clothes was a flex, but having a good health, a healthy mind, mental peace is a real flex. Okay, honestly, personally, let me look. What's something you thought is a flex until you got older? Okay, before I give mine, let me keep reading yours. Alexander Akune says, it is a religion of love and total commitment to God, and this can be done through love and love only. You cannot show love to God if you can learn how to love your fellow human being. And how comes most people in the church, how comes that we have the most abusive men in the church? Okay, how comes we have men who believe in controlling their women in the church? How comes we have the men who puts their hands on their women in the church? Okay, how comes? If it's all about love, how comes that happens? Can you guys see that that's what creates that's what makes somebody question? Like, you grow up with somebody being abusive and then they were literally on the front seat in the church. Like, can you guys see how that creates what are you talking about? Okay, what's something you thought is a flex until you got older? Honestly, I wouldn't say that I'm older because I'm just 24, but I think so far, I think maybe having a good time, okay, being outside, you know, friends and all of that. But honestly, I think I would agree with you, Ash. I thought having a good phone, expensive gadgets, shoes, all of that, you know, I think having peace, is the real deal. The peace, being healthy. Okay, God, for example, like I was having a discomfort some few weeks ago. I think I have told you guys before, sick and all of that. I can tell you for sure, it doesn't matter what you have in your pocket, how much money you have in your pocket, as far as you're not feeling good, that's it. Ash says, I stay away from women. Been 6 years, best advice for mental peace. Wow, why do you stay away from women? Why do you stay away from women? Wow. But how do you if you stay away from women, don't you have like feelings? Don't you feel like you want to have a good time? Alexander says, Aeneas, in this love, people will exploit you. It is expected for people to hate you, but our Lord said, love your enemies and pray for them. It is hard, but my friend is Christianity. Okay, honestly, I'm feeling this light is disturbing me, honestly. Like, let me see if I don't know if you guys will continue seeing me. You know what? Don't mind. I kind of feel like let me deal with that right now. George says, is very, I don't know if, yes, I think you guys can see me. It's very uncomfortable when parents feel jealous of their own children. When they have money, they say it is a must you give them if they catch you. Yeah, I think I would like to talk about black, that's called black tax. Okay, it's something, it's a fee that your parent just automatically expects you to pay for giving birth to you, for raising you, paying your school fees. And guys, if you're watching this, you haven't liked the live stream, like the live stream. For paying your school fees, taking you to school. This is just a fee that you're automatically supposed to pay, okay? So, but I feel you get to pay it in your own rules, in your own terms, you know? See, I feel like, me personally, how I deal with this is by communicating. I keep saying, like, for example, and I don't you guys ever meet my parents think they were, but like I usually tell my parents, like, you know what, you guys took me to school, that was your responsibility. Like, I was gonna go to school anyway. And I know that sounds so ungrateful, but like, no, I just I don't want somebody to like, and then when you start failing, they're like, oh my god, I've put all this energy on you, I've invested so much in you, and then you're doing like this. Honestly, what were you gonna do? Did you have any other option? You mothered me, you fathered me, so did you have any option? No. Okay, this whole mentality, and I just want us maybe to break it and stop passing down the whole entitlement thing. Is like, no. Ash says, I'll give you my reason. I don't believe in short relationships, one night stand, etc. I look for a long-term relationship. I prefer quality over quantity. Okay, so which means it's not like you entirely dislike women. You're not a misogynist. Okay, because the way you said it kind of like came up like you entirely dislike women, you don't want to be associated with women, and that's kind of like sounded misogynistic. I can see why. I have seen people who have been celibate for years, and then they're like, you know what, I'm just tired of all these games. I'm tired. And I think we all get that, like, especially if you have been up and down, one night stands and all of that. I feel like you get to, and then it just don't make sense, like having intimate relationships, body fluids from different people every other, does not make sense anymore. And I can see that. I say, so if I don't find a healthy relationship, I prefer being alone. Okay, I think you and I can be similar at this time in my life. If you would have said that to me 2 years ago, not kind of like when I was still in campus. First of all, I didn't have the mindset of like settling. I was like, we are here for a good time. Okay, we are here. That's exactly why we are here, for a good time. Alexander says, by the virtue of my baptism and confirmation, it's my duty to tell you the truth. We all need to respect each other. Man respect women, women respect men. I feel like also if you are whatever, you have a duty in the church, it's your duty for you to preach to the men in the church to stop being abusive. Javier Lewis, oh my god, you tuned in. Hi, good to see you. Jump on the conversation. I think today we are having real life conversation. I thought we are just hanging out, but isn't it what friends do? Like you talk about different things. Ash says, I think more than whatever tax you call black tax, it's our responsibility. My parents took care of me when I was a child. As a man, it's my responsibility now to look after them. I don't want to fail as a son. And that's okay. But when you don't have money, when you don't have an opportunity, when you don't have an opportunity, that shouldn't be a reason for you not to for them not to feel like you have abandoned them. Guys, do you feel like a black tax should be a responsibility? Should it be something that's written somewhere like you're supposed to pay black tax? Inevitably, you're supposed to pay it. I don't feel like it should be like that. Judge says, but I didn't write any letter to be born. Parents, tell up. Okay, I think entirely when you tell your parents that is like disrespectful to say that, like, I didn't write letters to be born. But the truth is, even as our generation right now, people my age are having children. I just want you guys to know better. Like, stop repeating the same patterns, okay? Have children, but also work hard, okay? Work hard so that you're not a burden to your children. Work hard so that when your children are in your 20s and they're stuck, they're not running to go and stay with men just to have a place to stay. They can always feel like they have a place to come home to. Can you imagine? Let me tell you guys, there's nothing as good as like giving your children that type of security. Okay, because most of us are out here running with no direction because you don't have that safety net where you can just go back to and be. Okay. Alexander says, but it is the order of things that the woman in a home to be submissive. Look, to be submissive to the man. There's a reason the woman was created after man. Just like siblings, you are the last born. Is it not expected? See, and this is the mentality that I'm talking about. See, you talked about like, okay, and I see why a woman, okay, no, first of all, a woman can be submissive, but what should a man also be? Loving, kind, caring, okay, all those things. You forget about all those things. Let me tell you, if I ever have children, we will never have that thing of like firstborn, lastborn, okay? I'm not going to parentify my children. That's it, okay? No, I'm not going to parentify my children. First of all, for me right now, and even my siblings know, we're not gonna play that thing of like respect your elder. You're just my sibling. First of all, as far as I'm concerned, you're not my parent, okay? I think I've shared my story. Growing up, my older brother used to be abusive because he kind of grew up with that mentality like he's the firstborn, which means he's like our father, okay? That man was literally so abusive to us. Like, we all, like, we just started resenting him, okay? I can see his side. Maybe he was parentified and all of that. But this is the mentality from people in church, okay? That even the older sibling can discipline the younger ones. That mentality should stop. George says, Wambo is about peer pressure. You give birth because your age mates have them. It's because a competition, so you cannot be left out. Okay, honestly, right now, if I'm going to get pressure, right now is the time to get the pressure. For example, my friend, I think the one that I would consider my best friend, she just gave birth to her second born last week. She was my roommate. She was my ride or die. We went everywhere together. Oh my god, how I tell you guys that I missed her. Now she's married. She just gave birth to her second born. But that's not my calling. That's her calling. Okay? So no, I'm not just gonna do that peer pressure thing. Ash says, nope, I don't dislike women. Women and men are meant to complement each other. We don't exist without one of us. So it's just a personal standard, nothing else. Okay, I see, and now I understand where you're coming from or why you're saying that. Alexander Akune says, it is not expected of you to respect your senior. Is it not expected? First of all, personally, right now, where I'm at right now, I'm not gonna respect. You know, respect is two ways. I'm not respecting a senior sibling if they don't respect me back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be as disrespectful as possible. Okay, because, and you're talking from somebody, I think you just hit the nail on the head. You're talking from somebody who has been abused by a sibling, like physical abuse, you know, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and all of that. So I do not submit to my siblings. As a matter of fact, we have to respect each other. The moment you respect me, I'm gonna respect you back. Now, we're not playing those game of like hierarchy. Go and give birth to your children and you can be their parent. Yeah, we're not gonna do that game here of like senior sibling. Okay, and this morning, I think it was this last night, I was talking about like sibling rivalry is created by parents because they just have this whole holy thing from the church that, like whatever Alexander is talking about now. It is not expected of you to respect your seniors. Is it not expected of you to respect your senior siblings? Stop preaching that. It is your kind that advocate for things like this, and when given, you have no clue about life direction. Okay, now Alexander, I think you're just starting to get. You're talking to somebody who you're talking about an experience that is close to my heart, an experience that I've already gone through. Okay, have you ever been abused by your sibling? Do you know what that feels like? Mr. Sigma, I am engaged, sorry. Alexander Akune says, I am against abuse and marginalization, but when a woman decides to dress indecent in the society in the name of fashion, how do you expect people to treat you? Answer yourself in all sincerity. Okay, first of all, it's none of your business how a woman is dressing. Okay, how do you feel? Okay, you know what? Why don't you concentrate on your woman? Okay, stop with other people's women. Okay, what do you guys think when it comes to what this guy is talking about? Do you guys feel like, have any of you ever gone through the whole thing that I'm talking about? Okay, Ash says money isn't everything. In 2023, I left my high-paying job without thinking twice, just to take care of mom. I took care of mom for 7 months. Unfortunately, she passed away, but it's not just about money. Oh, I am so sorry for your loss. Sometimes all your parents need is your care, and when my parents need care, honestly, you guys, I don't want to be somebody who drinks water and preaches wine. Okay, drinks wine and preaches water. First of all, I care about my parents so much. They are literally my besties. We've been doing so much, but what have worked for me as a person is seeing each other as equals. So which means we do projects, we can even do projects together. We can, my dad consults me, like honestly, he sees me as somebody that he can consult, you see. So I can see that. And also my mom is literally, we do video calls every other day. Okay, so but what I'm saying is, I don't want them to be entitled. That's just the thing. Alexander says, these ideologies are killing a lot of innocent minds. Now we all stand before God at the end of our pilgrim journey. Know what you preach. Please, you might change later in life. What about those? Okay, and I'm not preaching. Okay, I'm not preaching. Telling your experience. What do you guys think? Ash and everybody, like, and Georges and everybody. What do you guys think? Somebody sharing their story. Somebody sharing about their story of abuse. You guys are the same people who, like, when women come to you, say that they were raped, they were done this to them. You say, like, what did you do? What were you wearing? Like, okay. What about those who have been influenced by your ideologies? I don't have ideology, as a matter of fact. It's none of your business how those women are being treated, if that's how you want to play these childish mind games. Okay, you know what? I'm just done with you. Proverbs says hi. Hi to you. Okay, you know, you know, like, when it comes to an experience that somebody that have already had at a personal level, okay, you know what, keep walking. Okay, moving on. Next question. Okay, Georgia says, Wambo, you said you're 24 years. I can't believe it. When I was your age, I was playing with paper football. You have grown fast. I like it. Okay, you know, your experiences. For example, Alexander is getting upset for me putting out my ideologies. No ideologies, like telling my experience, okay? So he's telling me to, like, somebody should respect their senior siblings, or the siblings that are older than. As far as I'm concerned, you're not my parent. And I'm talking as somebody who have been abused by a sibling, okay? And I'm not telling you guys about another person's story. I'm telling, this is my story, okay? Somebody who have been abused by a sibling. So coming here to talk about if you cannot respect your sibling, if you cannot do that, that just doesn't make sense. That okay, if you cannot respect the siblings that breastfed before you, what does that even mean? Like, I don't care. As says, criminals are criminals irrespective of how you dress. At the same time, it's always good to dress appropriately. Like, I can't wear shorts in office meetings, okay? And that's it. Like, but don't be so much concerned about, and this is the African people's mind, like African men's minds, okay? Yeah, like that's just, you know. And one thing about African men, they're literally egoistic, and I'm not talking in a bad way. From experience, like you're not even open to learning anything. Like, you're so much glued, whatever you're saying is that. You guys are the ones who are making to be bad parents. You're the one who will have a little girl, you'll give birth to, you will produce a little girl and then teach her that she's nothing. Your whole misogynist you pass down to her, like all of that, okay? Can't you guys see that? Can you guys see? I am so glad that you all can see what I'm saying. And like, so you're telling me to heal. Also, you go and heal so that you don't bring up broken girls, okay? Heal so that you don't teach your son that he's better than your daughter. Heal so that you don't teach your daughter to stay in toxic situations. Heal so that you don't teach your daughter to worship a man, okay? So that's why you should heal. Personally, I should heal because of the abuse that I've gone through, not because of anything that I'm talking about. This is me healing. This is me talking about it. What are you talking about? Okay, moving on. It has really gotten smoky in here, because honestly, I'm not gonna walk away. You know, I think you guys are used to people where when like you intimidate them with one word, they just stop talking. No, this is my reality and that's yours, and deal with it. Ash says, if I ever tell my partner to dress appropriately, it's just because I'm concerned about her safety. That's it. Else, when I'm there with her, she can wear what she wants. And that's a man talking. That's a man talking right there, okay? And of course, as a matter of fact, you're allowed to tell your partner maybe you're uncomfortable and she wears something because you don't want other men to look at her or anything. But telling your sisters that, telling random women that, seeing strangers online and then thinking they're telling, no, it's just wrong. You're allowed to tell your woman, okay, I don't like how you're wearing. When she's with you, you're supposed to protect her so she can wear whatever she wants, okay? Yeah, thank you, Ash. That's a man talking right there, okay? Having men, and I know you guys are an advocate of Africa, but I know for us to move forward, African men, you should stop being so rigid, okay? Mr. Sigma official says, will you marry? The thing is, I'm not ignoring you. I said that I'm engaged, and you can see we are in between a serious conversation. DK says, the thing is, you're an influencer. You saying you should not respect your siblings because you are abused is not right. Doing something's wrong and glorifying it is wrong. Okay, and I'm not, you guys did misunderstand me, okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't respect. I said respect is a two-way street, okay? I respect who respects me. That's it, okay? You're not going to disrespect me and then expect me to respect you. Like, how? Okay? No, the same way. Even you guys who are men here, you will not have your brother disrespect you, abuse you, and then because they are older, did they give birth to you? My friends. George says, Wamboy, if women say they like men with money and you don't want to start from the ground up, women are illusional because their mother tells them to look for rich men. Parents are misleading, okay? And I can see that. And the same parents did not look for the rich men that they want you guys as daughters to look for. Okay, if women say they like men with money, and you don't want to start from the ground up, okay, the truth the truth is, I have been here. First of all, guys, I don't want you guys to think that I'm an influencer. I am not an influencer, okay? This is just me, and I just like to show you guys real life and to talk my true thoughts. There's no need of me coming here and telling you guys, this, telling you ideologies that I don't follow. I have just told you that I respect siblings that respect me. That's it. Okay, what judges you're talking about? You don't want to, women not wanting to build with men from the ground up. I think this is mostly from experiences. Women have built with men, and then when they got up there, the men looked for another person. Maybe that's why. Okay. Wow. Woo. Okay. Okay, let's take this topic for a minute. Okay. Agloblar says hi. Hi to you. What do you think when it comes to whatever we are talking about? Oh my god. Ash says, I saw my mom and dad. They always respected each other. Mom never dressed inappropriately. They loved, respected, and cared for each other. I take them as my inspiration, okay? And look at that. How was that man behaving? Was he respectful to that woman? Yes. Okay, was he loving and caring? Yes. Was he protective? Yes. Okay. But let me tell you, you're talking about here we are talking about men who are disrespectful to their women, men who don't tell their women that they are pretty, men who are always out there looking at other people's women. That's what we are talking about here. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick to what I said. Respect is a two-way street, my friends. Respect is a two-way street. If you want to be respected, also respect. Okay, if you want to be loved, also love. Okay, if you want to be affectionate, if you want somebody to be affectionate towards you, you better start by example. Be affectionate. Okay, Ash says, even after coming from work, dad helped mom in household work. I wish someday I'll become half a man, my dad. Okay, see, and even if he didn't have to, did he have to help? No. Okay, but that's just a man who is meant to like make his woman proud. Okay, and it's always, honestly, the loud men are usually, and I'm not an anti-men thing, guys, you all know that I appreciate every one of you here, but it's just like we gotta tell each other the reality. Okay, we gotta tell each other. And even if I'm going to become an influencer, what I want to influence people about, I want to influence people to be kind. I want to, when you come from a dysfunctional family and you see the family dynamics, so what I want to preach, and I think that's what I was trying to achieve when I was trying to do social work and community development. What I want to achieve is exactly what I'm doing right now by talking about these things. George says, for me, I want an educated woman. I can't educate my wife or my girlfriend. I'm not taking her father's responsibility. That's why I'm paying bride price for an educated woman. Okay, guys, that's a funny one. Let me write this question that I've just thought about by you saying that. Okay, should a man educate a woman? Okay, should a man educate a woman? What level of education do you want a woman to have? Do you want her to be like just literate, or do you want her to be like educated to the extent like she can be able to hold a job? Okay, would you educate your woman? Let me type that. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, George just says that he cannot educate his woman. I think I would also say the same. Okay, but you know what? When you say that, I kind of feel nice as somebody who is literally. I consider myself educated according to my own standards. Ash says, "What I learned from them is marriage is a partnership, not a competition. It is like two wheels of a bike. We gotta work together to make relationship successful." And the other thing that I feel like we should know, or something else that I can add to that, the truth is, I don't think it's marriage is all flowery like people want to show us online. Okay, yeah, it's rocky. Okay, it's making it work. Okay, the thing is, even after you get married, you'll always see somebody who is more attractive. They have more good character or personality than your woman, but you have to like stick to the decision that you made in the first place. Okay, would you educate your woman? Let's deal with that question. As I stretch a little bit, Dika says, I could educate her after marrying her, but sending a girlfriend to school is a big risk. Is a big risk that may or may not fail. You guys are not willing to educate your women. Okay, Dika says that he can educate his wife, but not his girlfriend. Okay. And what do you guys mean by educating? Does this mean sending her to school? Ash says, well, that depends upon who I fall in love with. I don't go around checking resumes or educational degrees to fall in love with. I might fall in love with an entrepreneur or someone who's not educated. Okay, so you're willing to educate her. Judge says parents are asking for a large bride price for me. I will pay for bride price on the level of education. I can't pay for a primary school dropout. Wow. Okay, so you're willing to pay for like degree level. Okay. Wow. That's why the other day I was talking about I was talking about, you know, the whole dowry thing sometimes is like, because I am just reading what you guys are saying, and you basically are saying that you are buying this woman, and that's something that I think about, like a man who is going to marry me thinking about me is literally insane. Like, God, this business of selling women should stop. Ash says, who cares about education as long as she loves and respects me? If she wants to learn, she can. If she doesn't want, I won't push her. I am capable enough to earn the bread for my family. What if you're not there? You're gonna have children with these women. You could pass away before the time. Okay, what if you're not there? I feel like enable their women because like this is mother of your children. If you're not there, she's literally the guardian for your children. Alvin Jones, welcome back. Good morning. DK Uga says, no, we are not buying, but her parents are selling. But you guys have the mindset that you're buying. Okay, guys, do you think dowry is buying? Okay, do you think dowry is buying and selling? Parents are selling children. Wow, that's why, you know, I said that the other time. I said that like the whole thing about buying and selling, like the dowry thing, I kind of felt like, okay, it's culture, and I'm not denying culture, but I was just saying sometimes that's why we are having these weird situations going on. Because what do you mean you're buying and selling? And I know in the most white people in Americans, even Black Americans, do not do dowry. The parents just bless you with the girl. And then the thing is, see, like the way you're given your properties, you know, the whole African dowry thing, that the guy is given her things, you guys go and pick up her things so that she doesn't come back. Like, that doesn't happen. The girl is always welcome back home in other cultures. DK says, no, we are not buying, her parents are selling. Ash says, I have life insurance, investments, term insurance. Oh, wow, okay. Okay. So which means she's sorted. She doesn't have to be educated. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. uh, okay, for those who are saying you would not educate your woman, why? Are you worried that like you would educate her and then when she becomes better? I think you men also, you have a whole jealous thing going on. You don't want your woman to be better. That's it. I was watching a comedy show the other time and like there was this guy, he said he was a plumber, and then he was dating this girl, and the girl was she was in medical school. Okay, she was in medical school and he was a plumber. And then the comedian asked them, what do you guys see, what do you see yourself doing in the future? And then he said he just wants to become the best plumber that there is. And then the girl says she's going to graduate her medical school and become a doctor. And then the comedian asks, you don't want to better yourself? Okay, like you, this woman is going to become a doctor and you just don't want to become better. So this whole pressure of like men should become better than their women. Ash says, I've not dated in the past 6 years and I already act like a chill married man. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. No. You know, I have watched so many, what are they called? Documentaries. I don't know if you can say that on YouTube, maybe better documentaries. And I always say, never tell your partner you have life insurance, my friend. You're going to disappear. George says, marriage is not about giving birth. Only a woman has to have her own brain to. Okay, marriage is not only about giving birth. Only a woman has to have her own brain to think for themselves. She should be able to buy something like salt. Don't call my phone for that. Okay. Honestly, I grew up being told that. Okay, I heard that from my mom several times. Like, you literally, you gotta get yourself educated. Okay, you gotta be able to think for yourself. Yeah, and I see that. I think for me, one of the best things that my parents did for me is like giving me an education, because oh my god, what would I do without it? Like right now, I am brave enough. Like, it's not to be better than a man, but just to know that I can exist with my and just knowing that my brain functions in its own way, not being controlled. That's it. Dike says, one boy, truth be told, no woman better than her man will stay with the man. That's a fact. Okay, so you guys don't want to take your women to school. You don't want them to be better than you guys. So that's it. Okay, Ash says, there's a difference between education and common sense. I have seen smarter, uneducated women than educated women. Wow. Okay. Common sense. Ash says, sometimes life teaches you things now university can teach. Okay, but how about you already have your education, and then when life teaches you, when you add the two things up, you become better. Wow. What a conversation. Would you educate your woman? That's the question that people are answering here, because somebody said that and I asked, are you guys buying? And they said that they're not buying, but their parents are selling. Okay, what's a skill everyone should learn before turning 25? Let me type that. Uh-huh. Judge says, one boy, for me, all I hear is a woman saying she wants a rich husband. We are stragglers going to. Okay. Yeah. I feel like the level of education. First of all, I feel like women should never marry down, because I have kind of like studied the man's brain. the thing is, when a woman is better than a man in whatever way, okay, the man becomes insecure, and that relationship, the only way that this man can show you that he's a man, because of course you're doing better than he is, the only way that he can show you he's a man is by being abusive. The only thing that maybe most probably you cannot do to him. Okay, so I don't feel like, honestly, should women marry down? Okay, should women marry down? That's an honest question. We are gonna come to that. God, the chat is moving real quick. Alvin Jones says an educated woman is essential in the home. Okay. Oh, okay. So would you educate a woman? Would you, for example, you meet a girl, you like her, you love her, and all of that, but she doesn't have the type of education you are looking for. Okay, would you maybe make that, you know what? Let me just take you to school. Okay, let me pin this. What's a skill everyone should have before 25? There's also a question. Ash says, I can't educate my women. I'm 26, so I assume I'll be dating someone my age. She at least needs to have basic education if she wants to study further. Nika says, you misunderstand me. You take her to school because you have already been to school. But a plumber can't and should not take his wife to a university for a degree when he did not go to secondary school. Okay, a plumber should never. Did you hear that man? What he said? A plumber should never take his woman to school. You know, invest that. Honestly, this one I'm gonna be lenient. Like, honestly, if you're a plumber, don't take your girl to. First, take yourself to school. Lynn says, hi, Lynn. Good to see you. How are you doing? Ahukara says, hi, girl. Yummy. No one looks her face every time. What do you? Okay, what do you mean? Okay. There's a question that I asked. Okay, what's a skill everyone should learn before turning 25? But also, there's another question that came to my mind. Oh, God. Okay, wow. Oh my God, this, I just thought that we're gonna be like here by passive thing, but this topic I've just done. Ash says skills to learn before 25: cooking, doing household works like cleaning, mopping everything, learning to fix things, basic electric work like house circuits, LCV, LCV works. Okay. Okay. And I think this one, people who should be talking mostly about is like people who are literally over 25. Additional to that, maybe driving a car. I think that's a basic. That's a basic, like driving a car, literally a basic. Literally a basic. Okay. If somebody is typing, we'll see. Next question. What's something that people waste too much money on? Samuel Chirima, good to see you. Welcome back. Good afternoon. My day was great. Dikia says, a skill before 25 should be learning to live with nature. Wow. Learning to live with nature. Can you please elaborate? It seems straightforward, but it really isn't. Um, Ash says people spend too much money on trying to look rich in front of neighbors in social media, especially social media. You know, and this is why I'm just saying, like, honestly, what we are seeing on social media, that's something. Honestly, I used to be somebody who is like, I'm just seeing this. Back then, maybe I was 21 years old. I'm seeing 21 years old. They have the latest cars. They have, you know, this rich, like, they have, God, they already have a house on their, they are married, children. I'm like, God, where did I go wrong? But just to realize, sometimes it's like they even go to like B&Bs and just maybe record the videos presenting this posh lifestyle, but it's really not. Right now I just don't give pressure. Even starting to create content here, you are like, God, this space of mine, like, people will not appreciate the space that I'm in. But does that really matter? George says you should learn communication. For that is a basic need to consider before 25. Communication, I think that's something you should learn before you're even 22. Renato Cariel says hi, good to see you, welcome to the live stream. Ash says people who actually have money are busy in work or busy in thinking how to make more. Okay, honestly, and us, we're just here, like, you know, for something else that I've realized is like, you know, social media is going to be the end of us. Okay, it's really going to be the end of us, because the whole day you're just thinking about, like, oh my God, did you see that? Did you see what this couple have done? God, did you see their latest? That's the only thing you're thinking about. You're not thinking about how can you self-development. Okay, I think social media is going to be it's a good thing. For example, right now when we start doing country check, how many people are watching me and where are you guys watching me from? You will realize that, like, how social media have made the world a global village, but at the same time I think it's going to be the end of humanity. Christiana Aluyu says hello. How are you doing? Where are you watching me from? Which country are you watching me from? Okay, let me see. What purchase under $100 changed your life? Let me type that. And you guys can also ask me questions. Like, I like to keep this as open as possible. Samuel Shirima says, I think people should spend money on accommodation first. A permanent residence to live with your family and children. Honestly, having lived in apartments like right now, God, honestly, the day that I'll make money, my first investment will be like a permanent residence. See, you know, we see paying rent as something that's easy, but it's really not. If you're not making that money, you cannot continue staying in that place. And that's a hard reality. Okay, that's a hard reality, to be really honest. Yeah, permanent, that's a good one. George says people like men waste money on calling several women for a party because he has money. Okay, okay, yeah, that's another thing. Men waste money, but see, yeah, maybe that's an investment towards your maybe that's, you know, when you get paid or when you get money, you put money away. Okay, maybe for those who spend on women, they have a portion of the money that's like, okay, for the women. Ash says, I don't have any social media except YouTube and WhatsApp because both are necessary for my scope of work. I don't care about what people are up to, and I don't want to tell them what I'm up to. Okay, honestly, I first of all, I did delete. Somebody was telling me that, like, we do underestimate Facebook, especially if you want to be a creator. Somebody said that Facebook pays so much, but honestly, I don't have Facebook on my phone. You know why? I feel like it's just a waste of time. Like, YouTube is way much better. You meet people that you can sync. You can also Google and okay, or you can watch videos how to do something. So yeah, honestly, on WhatsApp also I also did stuff. I don't update my thing. I even don't share my link to my YouTube, to be really honest. I'm just like, let the algorithm do the work. Let me meet some total strangers here. Uh, okay. Oh, CJ, you're back up. You woke up. Your mouse matches your dress. That's cute. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know you guys can even see my mouse. Can even see down there. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. He doesn't. He's not the same color. Men are colorblind. You honestly can't buy nothing under $100 that can change your life. It can change my life. Really, think hard. Think hard. What's something under $100 that changed your life? Evelyn Lakatoso says hello. Kevin says, how are you doing? I'm good. Just this is one boy. What made your brother torture you? What happened? Okay, it made not like torture. It's not like he was torturing me as a person. He just had this mindset that like the firstborn is like a father, okay? So which means when our parents were away, he just used to beat the crap out of us, like god. Okay, also when you would maybe talk to him about anything, not talk, like you're just having stories, you would offend him from nowhere and then he just slaps you, god. Okay, but then he honestly didn't end up well for us because of course we were little children, but he was older. Okay, so when we grew older, like, so we all can stand up for ourselves. So yeah. CJ says, wait, what? Who tortured you? I left and come back. What I miss? And no, I was just I was there was a person who was here telling us that people should, it's like people should respect their elder siblings or anything, and it kind of triggered me and I had to talk about growing up. My older brother was like abusive. Yeah, he would just beat the crap out of us, my friend. Okay, so I said that I don't respect people who don't respect themselves, so and I don't respect people who don't respect me. So that's what happened. George says they waste money on women who will never be in a polygamous relationship. Just shut up. So you know what, you want to be in a polygamous relationship. Ash says first $100 purchase was my phone I bought from my business. I started my business from my mom's phone, but my first purchase, which was very important, was my own phone that changed everything. Okay, let me think about what's something that I have that's under $100 that's changed my life. Wow. Wow, my phone is over $100. What do I have that changed my life under $100? Wow, I cannot think, but I know there's something. I know there's something under $100. I'll come back to that. I remember. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omwe. For those of you who are just tuning in, kindly say hi. We are having a full-blown conversation here. CJ says, how long would $100 last in Kenya? It can last for a week or even two, depending. But where I stay at, like I live in the city, $100 can last me 2 weeks maybe, if I don't buy junk food and stuff. I still have that phone with me because that was something I first purchased with my hard-earned money. Okay, you know what, because CJ, you're here, how much does an iPhone 17 cost in the US right now? My hard-earned, but CJ says $100 doesn't get you far in America. Everything is high these days. I know, god, especially gas and everything. Okay, how much is an iPhone 17 in the US? You know, I also heard somebody say that, like, if you go to Costco, you get a membership, and then you go to T-Mobile, that the iPhone is like $300 bucks. I was like, God, what? You know how much an iPhone is here? So expensive. So what purchase under $100 changed your life? Because I think right now the cost of living even in African countries is overboard. Like there's nothing you would purchase $100. There's nothing $100 would change your life. God, no, nothing. Nothing. CJ we never pay the full price for phones. We just pay down on them like a car note. Okay? And you see, I think you guys would be so much okay, but of course you still bring your credit cards if you move to Africa. But one of the culture shocks that you would have is like you see anything that you see somebody in African countries have, they own that. Okay, we don't have credit cards. Okay, we don't have credit cards. One boy just says, one boy, what a lot of money to you. How much money can you have for you to say you're rich? For me to say I'm rich, I think I think 5 million. No, 5 million Kenya shillings. 5 million Kenya shillings, because that's like $50,000. That like 50,000, 50. Let's say $50,000. That's rich. $10,000 is not even enough to build a house. Yeah, $50,000 out here, I think you can consider yourself a rich. Ash says, I don't like iPhone. As a tech guy, I still prefer high quality Android over iPhone. Right now, what I used to do this live stream, I use a Samsung. Okay, it's good, but I think I still want to like upgrade it. But I might upgrade it to a Samsung, but iPhones are really hyped. I'm like, God, wow, not even, no. Okay, we have debit cards, but not credit cards. No credit card. No credit card. We don't have credit cards. Leon Underhill says, hi, good to see you guys. Like the live stream. Okay, I feel like, but honestly, I like the way you guys, you can even have something if you don't have money in America. Here in Africa, maybe you can have a loan, but CJ, so $50,000 I would be considered high class in Kenya. Yeah, you would, especially when you just get here. The first thing you do is secure yourself a house, a place, a permanent resident where you're not paying rent. My friend, you're gonna have a blast, because now you just use your money for food, and food is cheap. Yeah. Okay, let's see next question. I think I should move to Kenya. Where do you live, Ash? Okay, you should 50,000. If you have $50,000 here, you're rich, my friend. Even sometimes like 20,000. But if you don't have a house, you'll use most of the money to rent, and that will make you yeah, if you move to Kenya, bro. Okay, yeah. I have seen so many Black Americans, and also even white Americans. They move here with like little money when it comes to money that would be considered little in America or in Europe. You move it here, you convert it to Kenya shillings, and then you'll just have a blast. Ashes, I live in the northeastern part of India, just near China, in the mountains. Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah. $50,000 is a lot of money in Kenya. Church. Okay, let me see the next question. George says, for me, rich is mentality issue. Rich people are the most hardworking people because they don't want to be broke, and also to maintain a certain standard of, or be like talked down. Okay, honestly, for me right now, my motivation, my motivation is poverty. I think I've said that before. Literally, my motivation is poverty. Like I just want different. Ash says, I live in the first fully organic state in the world. Okay. Richard says, hey again. Good morning, Richard. Good to see you from Northeast Ohio. Miss Africa International Wambui the Great. That's me. Are you going to work today? And it's on Sunday. Someone, Chirima says, I saw someone who bought a car on the other side. He did not have a place to stay. When his car broke down, he ended up living in the street. Okay. I feel like the whole conversation. Okay, what would you buy first? What would you buy first? A car or a house? Let's do that question. Okay. I thought I lost electricity. I was like, what? A car or a house? Let's see. This one is going to prove different cultures. I think. Let me see if I. What will I do to? Wow, this laptop is so heavy. Okay, I'm about to read you guys. What would you buy first? A car or a house? I think I should. Okay, this is better. Ash says, if you have good health, you have a loving family, fresh water to drink, warm meal to eat, a roof above your head, you are rich. Okay, that's it. I think this question about what would you buy first, a car or a house, will literally prove cultures. You'll see people in African countries will have a different response from people in America. CJ says definitely a car. And you are American. Let's see. If anyone who is African, say what you would buy first. And let's see Americans and Europeans and Asians. Let's see. Ash says, I bought a car first. It cost me just around 2 million Kenya shillings. Okay. Judges says, there is a saying that says, what goes up must come down. If you call yourself rich, work smart to avoid coming down. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately for me, I am not rich and I'm not anywhere near close to rich, so I still have a long way to go. Ash says, I don't focus on house because I don't plan to get married, so who will be the house for yourself? Someone Chirima says, beautiful, you look good, gorgeous, I like your ears, thank you. CJ says, you need a car to commute to keep making money. Duh. In America, okay, in Africa, no. I feel like most African people, when you ask them a car or a house, people will go with a house because a car is not a basic need here. For example, I don't have a car. Okay, if I want to go somewhere, I'll take a motorbike. But see, in the US, if you don't have a car, like, you're really struggling. I used to listen to people saying, oh my God, I was homeless, I was sleeping in my car. Then I'm like, how can you be homeless sleeping in your car? Because honestly, a car, when you see somebody who have a car, here, they are privileged. And, well, do you know how to drive? Yes. I have a driving license, but I don't have a car. Oh my God. What would you buy first, a car or a house? Okay, that also proves different cultures. Yeah, your fiancé Desi has to teach you how to drive. Definitely has to teach me how to drive. No, I know how to drive. I know how to drive. Maybe in the US, somebody will have to teach me how to drive. But, yeah. Let me tell you, CJ, let me give you a challenge. If you come to Kenya, you cannot be able to drive in Kenya. Driving out here is brutal. Brutal. Maybe research a video of like Kenyan driving or Kenyan roads, you'll see. Very brutal. I says, I have my dad's house, but personally, I've rented an apartment. I have no debt. I focus on my work. So for me personally, rental apartment is better than owning an apartment for living. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. See, you're saying, but you already have. In any case, when you cannot afford the renting, you can always go back to your father's property. See, he says, well, that's a status. Okay. Access, but yeah, owning a property or land is an investment, is the best, even better than gold, because see, a car drops in value, like, but then but see, this is just my Kenyan mindset. Okay, when you buy a property, the value increases. CJ says, I saw a video in Nigeria, they drive so crazy out there. I would drive. If I came to Africa, I would probably just have I am about to tell you, let me tell you, the last time my fiance was out here, we rented a car. Okay, so we rented a car, so we wanted to drive from Nairobi to my hometown, and then from Nairobi we had a lot of things planned. We were like, oh my god, this is our time. Okay, let me tell you, 1 hour after we rented the car, we got into an accident. He was driving. See, you guys drive on the right side, we drive on the left side. Okay, so what happened, he kept forgetting and he went to the right side. Okay, that literally costed us an arm and a leg. Thank goodness nobody was hurt, but yeah, we just returned the car right there. Also, something that you have to know, they will not return your money when you buy something out here. If you don't want it, not like in America, the guy refused to return the money, and he we rented the car for $1,200 for a few days. Imagine, he didn't return the money. Yeah, we went straight, honestly. We just returned I just told him, no, you're not gonna be driving, out here. We just returned the car. George says, hey Wamboi, that was not your comment, it was a general comment. Wamboi, why are you doubting yourself? You don't know, you are rich in your own way. Okay. I says, you sound like my professor when you talk about car dropping value. But see, I don't have a car, so don't listen. Okay, don't listen. I don't have a car, so you see. Yeah, Ash says, yes, it's better to invest in appreciating asset over depreciating asset, but sometimes you gotta enjoy life too while yeah, that's it. And you know what, you still also gotta enjoy, but I think at the end of the day, you also need a good place to stay. That's another fact. Okay, I think having stayed in rental apartments is good, but you just never feel at home. Okay, what's the best advice you've ever received? Let me type that. And you guys can also ask me questions. Okay, guys, welcome to the live. For those of you who are just joining in, my name is Wamboi. Hold me like a river Jordan. Having your own home is good if you're planning children, but for me, I'm a lone wolf. Okay, no, not even if you're planning children. But personally, I don't plan children, but having a home is definitely a flex. Definitely a flex. When you're not, when you have your own home, like, you don't even have to go to work. Especially and I know for people in America, you guys have your own homes, but you're paying mortgage. But if you have your own home, like out here, most probably when you hear somebody say that they have their own home, they literally own it. When you You can even go months without work, without a job, and yeah, you'll just be fine. You'll just be doing okay for yourself. What's the question that what's the best advice you've ever received? God. George says, I'm a disciplinarian. Love to see things organized. I grew up on tough love. Me too. Tough love. The best advice I received from a senior is that you have to be so much hungry to be successful that you are able to eat all the failures. Has your fiance ever considered buying a home in Kenya? Yeah, but like you know, you guys Americans have standards, like whatever, it has to have this, it has to have that. So in that case, when you have specific things and you have a specific place you want to be at, you can only build. And it's honest, you have to get, I think, in for him to do it in his own name. Like you know, people think about in African countries, you just show up and you just stay. Like you also have to have permanent residence and all of that. Not to mention owning property in your name, like it's a lot. Yeah, or I'm just too much into yours. I'm used to you being all too much. But no, I don't mind. I don't mind. What's the best advice you've ever received? Guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wambui. Can you like the live stream and subscribe? Oh my god, this has been such a good Sunday live hangout and we are still going. Okay, one thing that I learned about Americans, you guys are really entitled. You gotta have what you want. Like, there's no bargaining. Like, can you, like, for example, for Americans, like when you tell them that you use a toilet with no plumbing, like an outhouse, okay, like, and then he's like the one we normally go camping at. No, you're like, that's your toilet. You don't have, there's no plumbing. Like, you tell them there is no plumbing. They're like, how? How do you live with no plumbing? The best advice I ever received is never trust anyone. Wow. Okay. The best advice that I've ever received is, and this is literally as a woman, the best advice that I've ever received is put myself first, keep going, you know, not to like put my life in somebody's hands. Okay, as far as I'm a believer of love and all of that, I still think that doing something for yourself is really special. So how does that work? Do you have septic tanks? No, you just dig a hole. And then what happens is you just go and squat on the hole and you just do your business. See, like the way you guys usually go. You know what? When I get monetized and I will have members only, I'll show you guys my village, members only. I don't want everybody to see, but I'll show you guys how that works. Yeah, you just, you know, there's no septic, there's just they just dig a hole and then they just build over it. There's no toilet seat, you squat into a hole. Oh my god, yeah, I think yeah, I can't wait till you get monetized. I'm definitely becoming a member. Okay. Okay, maybe soon, because right now we're just working on the watch hours. I'm going to show you guys. I'll show you even the house that I grew up in, but I don't feel comfortable posting that to the general people, you know. Sometimes you gotta have some privacy and all of that. But yeah, so how that works is you just have the toilet thing going on. How many watch hours you need? Oh my god, like right now at this point for the whole thing, super fan members, I think 2,000, but also the way it counts, it's kind of like a little bit late. So honestly, I don't know, but somewhere 2,000 or anything. That's why I'm overworking myself, like. Okay, yeah. So what's the best advice you've ever received? So what I was saying was, like, what's the best advice that I've ever received, especially as a woman? Like, you can have a good man, a great man, but literally you gotta keep going for yourself. Okay, your dreams. Because the truth is, like, I have seen women who have been like emerged themselves into their marriage, like being a good woman, forgetting themselves, you know. But at the end of the day, you gotta be able to pick up and keep walking. Samuel, okay, can't wait. Thank you so much. And honestly, you guys even staying for all these hours, it counts, it counts. Samuel Churima says, the best advice I have ever received is that you must love other people so that they will love you in return, because this world is like a mirror. It reflects on what you do. Yeah. Also, having a good heart, when you're a good person, yeah, you'll always meet people who will point to you. George says, Wambo, if you get monetized, you will put members only. I hope you won't grow horns. Stay humble. I've seen monetized people who are over the moon shameless. Okay, honestly, like I cannot see myself changing my good friends. Like, I cannot see myself changing even for anything. Like, God, no. I am just one boy. That's just who I am. Okay, moving on. Next question. What movie do you think is overrated? Okay, I used to watch somebody who kind of like motivated me to start doing YouTube. There's this guy. His name is I Am Marwa. Okay, he's traveled all over through Europe, US, Africa, and he's built something that's so huge. Maybe you guys, okay, let me not refer, because he also did not refer you guys to me, but he's built something so beautiful, like uh also him changing the narrative of what Africa is or what Africa should be. Okay, next question. What movie do you think is overrated? What movie do you think is overrated? But honestly, I'm gonna say Polygamist. I have not watched that show. Honestly, I'm trying to get myself to watch it. It's actually on. I clicked on it. You guys are watching Polygamist. I clicked on it. I just honestly, and not in a bad way, because I know, like, I have an accent, but I just can't get over the lips of the characters not syncing with what is being said. I just cannot. I just feel like Polygamist is overrated. Let me film that. George says, once they were communicating, now they ignore comments and concentrate on likes are joining membership. Okay, but see, I think the also thing is, as their channel grow, for example, you know, people, the thing is, people don't want to support people who are starting out when it comes to things like this. You know, when you come to a channel like mine, when I only have 3 people here, of course I'm giving you attention. Okay, of course I know you guys by your names. I think I remember all of you. Okay, so of course I know all of you by your names, but you're going to support someone who already have 1 million people. How do you expect that they're going to respond to you? See, and that's the problem, like, because these people have already made it. Okay, like, you are one like, if you don't like their thing, doesn't matter. As I also started YouTube in 2018. I grew my channel up to 300k sub and sold it. After that, I started managing bigger YouTubers with million fan base. Okay, wow. Why would you sell that? Why would you sell your channel? Okay, was it worth it? Because I feel like yes, 300k, and okay, it also depends with which country they are watching from. Okay, what movie? What God, why did I write that? What movie do you think is overrated? What movie do you think is overrated? Ashes, because earlier I saw YouTube as a passion. Now I see it as a business. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how I see it, but honestly, personally, God, I think I have been able to talk about so many things that I've been through here, and I think I'm gonna keep sharing through this channel. And of course, all this time I've done this YouTube thing, I've never made a dime from it. But what I would say is like, I just get to show people that real life, you know. For example, me sharing my traumas and stuff like that. Some people tell me just heal, but okay, maybe for me even to be able to share things that I've been through, that's honestly maybe for me I see it as a passion or something that I want to do. But also I don't ever lie. I also see it as a maybe a possible career. George says, yes, Wambo, you have hit the nail in the head. It's true. They don't give a if comment or not. They are very rude, but they're really not very rude. This person is having a million people there, okay? But when maybe you would use that time to go and watch somebody else. See, I was saying when it comes to people who are well known and famous, like it doesn't matter what they say. Whatever they say is profound. People quote that nonsense from people just because they are famous, okay? Somebody coughs and they, oh my god, that their cough is so nice. Their cough is so nice. But when it comes to like somebody who's just trying to build something, it's like, ugh, let me keep moving. Ash says, spending 8 years on YouTube changes your perspective. Okay. Ash says, more than they not caring about people, they can possibly reply to each and every comment. Once you become famous, you get busy, shoot brand deals and event. Yeah, that's how I also like to see it. But the thing is, I would like to like comment or like to reply to like everybody. Even right now with my 2 comments, sometimes it's just like, okay, but I make an effort like to even remember people, you know. Yeah, but see, I honestly don't blame them because we are out here giving them all the attention and all of that. So okay, so I was talking about what movie do you think is overrated. I was gonna say Polygamist, okay. Maybe I have an ego when it comes to like, I don't like watching things that are translated. Do you guys like watching something that's translated? Like, for example, if I'm here, let's say I'm speaking in another language, and then somebody is translating, and then my lips are not syncing with what I'm saying. Okay, so, do you guys watch it, like watching such shows? Because honestly, the question is, what movie do you think is overrated? And you guys can also ask me questions. Oh, yes. I think I'm already tired sitting down. Actually, once you have 1 million subscribers with thousands of comments, it's indeed impossible to reply to every comment. But I think if you would want to, you could. If you want to, you could. But I think at that time, the fame have gotten to you. Maybe the small money you've made have gotten to you. Yeah, I think if you wanted, you could. Yeah. I'm tired of sitting down. Oof. Maybe. How are you doing, Negroes? Wow! Did I just read that? Yeah, I'm just like... George says, I once experienced that live stream that for me I help build now. When I go there, I have become a non-issue. Before I was a big deal. I love that I feel being the main. Oh, you want to be the main character? Ash says, that's why once they become big, they hire people and agencies like me. Okay, wow. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, you want to feel like a main character, and then when you're not, that's a problem. Charlene says hi. It's Charlie. Okay, good to see you. Augustine Mutenda says hi. Hi to you. Good to see you. How you guys doing? Okay, I just came here to like stretch a little bit. Okay, guys, like the live stream and subscribe. What's your name? My name is Wamboy. Uh, thank you so much for being here. You guys can keep asking me questions. I said like, what's one movie that you think is overrated? So let me show you how it looks like out here. You are killing that dress. Okay. So see, look at how it looks out of my door. This is another person's building, and then there's where I stay at. So clean. This is how it looks like. And you know, in Africa, in Kenya, we build with stones. This is stones, not wood. I know in America, you guys build with. Yeah, such a very clean place. Ash says, when boy will become big YouTube, I'll be calling her like one boy. We got an event tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay? Judge says, I hope Calma will not. Oh, CJ says, you're killing that dress. Thank you. I hope Calma will not land me on your live stream. Okay, honestly, God, I have remembered people. I think I'm one of the most consistent people you'll ever meet. Somebody like CJ can tell you, like, he started showing up on my channel like months ago, and I've never forgotten him. And other people here who've shown up like consistently, I know their names, so I don't think so. Augustine Mutena says, which country are you? Kenya. CJ says, can somebody like the live stream? CJ says, it's hella chill over there actually. Is it? Yeah, but I think this building is really nice. You know, I was thinking about moving away from where I'm staying at, and then I kept looking for houses, and all of them, the ones that I found, it's either I didn't like them, it's either they were charging too much, they didn't have the type of facility they have here. This place is so clean, they take your trash out, you know. Nelson Nyamugu says, hey Wamboy, how are you doing? I'm tuned in from Nairobi. Where are you? Oh, good to see you, Nelson. I'm still here in Kenya. How are you doing? Insasha says, good morning. Good morning to you. Ash says, but trust me, Wamboy, you might not change at heart. When you become big, you'll be so busy, you'll not get time. We'll see, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, we have a question. What movie do you think is overrated? Okay, let's go back inside. I think when I'm out here, it seems like I'm not serious. It's like I'm not serious. Oh, insatiable. Good morning, Alabama. What's the time in Alabama? See, I even remember where you guys are from. Wow. Damn. George says, one boy, I hope you won't fall down from your house when someone says hi. No, no. It says 7:50 a.m. Okay. And see one thing about this place where I stay at. nobody puts their shoes outside. Like, see, other places, um, in Kenya, most places in Kenya, you remove your shoes at the door and then you leave them outside. Here in this building, people don't do that. You go inside with your shoes. So I kind of like that. I work with YouTubers, so I know how busy they get in brand shoot events, daily content shoot, collaborations. Okay, let me tell you. When I started thinking about YouTube, I was like, God, I wish I found somebody to like shout me out. But honestly, I think I like that I went solo. Still, maybe the growth would have been random, quick, you know. But I like that. I know I hit 1,000 subscribers by myself. Like, that's just work that I've done. George says, where do your kids play? I can't see a playground. Honestly, in this building, no kids. But there's a rooftop. There's a rooftop. You can go and sit on the rooftop. I don't see people with kids in this building, honestly. And if you have a child, I don't know where they normally take them. No loitering kids. Yeah, they even ask you if you have a child. God, I'm having a cold. Yeah, maybe I would take you guys. I think I've taken you guys to the rooftop, so never mind. Wow. Ash says, even here we have houses built with bricks, cement, with concrete foundation. Okay. Yeah, but honestly, I like the American architecture. The houses, God, the houses are just unbelievable. Like, yeah, and what they achieve when they build with wood, they're literally unbelievable. But I have to say that, like, for the amount of money that the houses go out there, like $300,000 for a house built with wood, sometimes it just seems so much unfair. Not to mention the house can just burn down and stuff, you know. Okay, let's see. Next question. And if you have a question, you can ask me. I'll say concrete houses are stronger, okay? But people just say that like it's like box houses when it comes. But honestly, I respect everybody's way of building. In America, they say that they build like that because of natural disasters such as earthquake, tornadoes, and stuff like that. Okay, what's one habit that changed your life? What's one habit that changed your life? Your life. Georgia says kids these days play with video games and get fat. If you see a cool child wearing home clothes, you think that is a parent. Okay, God, not in a bad way, but honestly, we gotta look at that because we don't play. Also like parents are using phones to like distract children. Like you don't have time for your children, so you're like, okay, you need my attention, take the thing and play. Ash says, habit, staying away. Habit that changed his life, staying away from women for me. I don't need to deal with emotional trauma. God. Honestly, do you realize when you say that, it's like, it sounds like you're being misogynistic. Okay, what's one habit that changed your life? What's one habit that changed your life? Guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wambawi. Okay, let me wait for you guys to type. Jojo says, I have to leave now. I enjoyed today. At least no dishes to be washed. Okay. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Ash says, preserving mental peace isn't misogynistic. I'm just staying away from drama. Okay, that's nice. But that's nice. But I see, you know what? I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And that's important. You know, you gotta see what's working and what's not working. For some women, when you ask them, what's one habit that changed your life? They would say maybe staying away from men. Somebody would say that. And hello, Pongo Benny says I love. Okay, are you from South Africa? That your name sounds South Africa. Do you want the best? Subscribe your channel. Lynette Richard says I hate you. Okay. Ash says, like, I don't want to stay awake late night for calls or inform what I'm eating, what I'm doing, where I'm going. Like, you, my girlfriend or manager. The truth is, like, when you're in love, when you finally find your person, telling your person where you are at will not be a chore for you. It will just come naturally to you. Edward Serosev says, oh my god, you're back. Welcome back. Hi, beautiful. Is your Sunday? Oh, I think he's good. I have been enjoying my Sunday. I've been here streaming. Ife Amavera. Hi. Are you from Nigeria? I think now I'm starting to even notice names and where they are from. Like, yeah, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at this. So, what's one habit that changed your life? What's one habit that changed your life? How far? How far? What does that mean? Ash says, I already learned my lesson. Once you get burnt by fire, even a spark will scare you. Okay? Honestly, even that's why when you see people, I know, like when you get a scare once, you're like, let me just stay away. Let me just stay away. Oh, you said food? Okay. Huh. Okay, what's your comfort food? What? What are you talking about? Oh, we've been talking about so many things. So, what's your comfort food? We are just doing a bunch of questions and all of that. What's your comfort food? Okay. Guys, this is Hangout with Wambawi. Oh my god, you can ask me any question. Absolutely. Lasagna, most definitely. CJ says lasagna, most definitely. Oh, okay. With a lot of cheese. What's my comfort food? I think rice. What is it called? I'm forgetting. God, what's the name of that rice? Ash says, I prefer simple rice with some chicken. Okay, my comfort food is like, God, I forgot the name of the rice. Hopefully I remember, but yeah. Augustine Mutenda says, hi to you. Optimistic. Oh my God, it's been a minute before I saw you here. How are you doing? Welcome back. Fine girl, you look pretty. Thank you so much. Okay, lasagna. Okay, I thought CJ you would say burger because that's the comfort food for most Americans. Okay, rice with some chicken, spicy chicken. I would assume because you're in India. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Another question. What's one food combination that everyone thinks it's weird but you like it? You love it. Okay, let me type that. I would have taken you to Ghana if you were not engaged. Okay. Ghana. Ghana is a beautiful country, okay? Okay. Okay, I've never been to Ghana. What's something that you love the most about your country? Ghana. Okay, guys, we are ending the live stream in 8 minutes. Okay. Okay, what's one food combination everyone thinks is weird but you love it? What's one food combination everyone thinks it's weird but you love it? Wow. I think I would think potatoes with beef and some vegetables in there, like mixture. Or potatoes and meat. Or ugali, and there's a lot of weird stuff, okay? Guys, we're just winding up right now. I think I'm already tired. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, but let me give you a chance if you can tell me one of the weird food. Okay, I'm just feeling so hungry. I need to go and get myself something. I'll cook myself something. Da, da, da. Have a blessed day. No, for me it's a blessed night. For you it's a blessed day. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out with me, every one of you guys. Oh my God, thank you for always, like, right now, you guys, when you are idle and you don't have anything to do, your phone is free, just tune in, play my video, comment something weird, just say hi or whatever. Anyway, oh my God, it's been a good, how many hours? 3 hours. TC Reed says hi. It's been a good 3 hours. Oh my God, I couldn't have it any other way. So what you're gonna do is, like, we're gonna see you guys the next time tomorrow. I'm gonna say same time, and also during our regular time at night, 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So thank you so much, guys, for the love. Thank you for the everything, everything in between. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Access, I have a meeting now. See you later, Wambui. Okay, see you guys later. Also, when I post this video, just leave a comment, guys. Leave a comment where I'm from, Kenya. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna get going. I must see you guys some other time. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'll see you guys the other time. Bye bye.